This week on the channel is the Airfix 148 Supermarine Spitfire F, featuring stunning box artwork as usual from Airfix, and 2 decal schemes are included in this kit. Normal box from Airfix, so we just turn it around here. It's got warnings in different languages. It says that it was tooled in 2019 and the schemes and back design are from 2022. And it's cartograph decals, so they should be very good. On the top side is some information regarding the Spitfire, 2 schemes that are included, 2 flying hours, and it is indicated that this is a skill level 2. Instructions, just a generic one from Airfix. You have the title at the top, the 148 Supermarine Spitfire, indicated as 23.4 centimeters wingspan and 21.3 centimeters fuselage length, and 2 decal schemes are included. Front page of Airfix, like usual, is just generic information about the aircraft, some specifications up here, and then it recommends that for best results, parts should be removed from the sprue, washed in warm soapy water, rinse and dry thoroughly. This is so you can get the oils off the kit. Turning over, we have some simple assembly instructions, and then down here assembly icon instructions. So moving on with the instructions, then we have the cockpit being put together, 2 sides, and it forms like a bathtub sort of thing, adding some levers, different things, building up the seats, 3 halves, then attached to this back armour plate, lever for the control, building up the back of the seat now, some more armour plating. Down here we have the seat being attached into the bit we've just built, and here attaching the foot pedals, control stick, and it indicates that if you don't want the pilot, put these in, but if you do, leave these out so the feet can go in. Adding a decal now to the instrument panel. I'd probably cut this into a few different decals and it'd be easier to get onto that, because I'm sure it's raised detail on there. Down here we've got adding this to the cockpit side wall, and then adding the control stick and actuator pedals we've just put in. Turning the page, attaching both sides. I'd dry fit this, make sure it fits perfectly with no seams. Adding the seat, that should just drop in. Front bulkhead, that should sit nicely there. Moving on, adding some more internal detail. Another bulkhead at the back. Pilot figure, I will be including this. And then you have the option, when you attach it to the side of the fuselage, cut this away so you can have the canopy closed, whereas if you left this, I'm sure you can have the canopy open. And then it says to cut off some of the tail fin. This is so you can add the tail fin later on. It will fit better then. Step 16, again, cutting off 2 pieces. And then it gives the option of an included door, which I won't be using this time. But adding these 2 fuselage halves together, dropping in another bit there, that should hopefully fit nicely. And then with scheme A, you have the option of 3 different armaments, so big bomb in the centre, 2 smaller bombs on either of the wings, or 3 rockets either side. Unfortunately, I'll be doing scheme B, so I won't be needing these, but I will be drilling a hole out so I can put it onto a custom made stand. Moving on, we've got the lower wing piece now moulded in one, adding some internal wheel well detail, a couple of reinforcement pieces for the landing gear as well, landing light, and then dropping the completed fuselage section onto the wingspan. Here we are putting the 2 upper halves of the wings together and building up the horizontal stabilisers, attaching them. Hopefully they should have like a locking pin so they sit straight as indicated. A few more parts being added, tail fin being put on there, that's where we have to cut off so that bit fits. Moving on, adding some more wing pieces to it and building up some air intakes now for underneath. A couple of filters, different coloured paints depending on which scheme you want to put it in. have the option of it open or close. That's interesting. Building up a second one now again, option of it closed or open. Adding two, well, sort of buffer plates in, because this is a photo reconnaissance aircraft as well, so later down the line there'll be glass moulded pieces so you can have a camera put in there. That's a later model. Adding some cannons. This only has two, one on each wing, so these are blanked off. Exhaust cowlings they can put on. You have the option of undercarriage raised or lowered. I'm doing it in the raised option because I want this flying. So, but these are nice stable pieces, so it shouldn't have any issue if you are building it undercarriage down. Moving on, building up the wheels to add. Then a couple of other little pieces. Steps, I think one of them is. Exhausts now can go on. And then this is the armament option I was talking about. So 2 smaller bombs, 1 big bomb, or 6 rockets, 3 either side. They do look good, and they're beautifully moulded as well. Moving on, we've got the propeller now. Adding the nose piece of the propeller to the airplane. So if you don't glue that, it can turn. Adding the propeller to the plane. Gun sight going in. A couple of small pieces for the sliding cockpit to be added. Adding the cockpit now, you have it either closed or open with a door down, so they give you plenty of options. So scheme options now. First scheme is number 60 Squadron, Royal Air Force, Air Command Far East, Royal Air Force Kuala Lumpur, British Malaya, 1947. Very appealing aircraft. Rockets there with 3 decals on it. 2 bombs, smaller bomb, 4 decals. And the big bomb as well, 4 decals. Plenty of detail on these. Aircraft, it's got decal there, black and orange stripes. And then you paint the blue and red on the spinner. These are the paints that are called out. These are Humber, so I'm sure you can convert to whatever paint colours you like. Propeller there, telling you the yellow bits on top is 3.15mm, so that's good to know because I always paint them a bit too big. So got some nice measurements to work with. And then it says research note: when Spitfire TP222 was photographed following a collision with a Beaufighter RDA-63, the aircraft appeared to be in an already worn and weathered state with many replacement mismatched panels and repainted areas. So I'm sure for the experienced modelers you could probably mask off certain areas and spray it with a fresher looking paint, or apply chipping fluid and heavily chip it. But yeah, it depends on how you weather your aircraft. The other included scheme, Scheme B, is from Western Air Command HQ, Indian Air Force, Delhi, India, 1947. And a lot less paint colours, you only need 5 this time. Very simple paint scheme, silver with bits masked off for black. I'm sure put some chipping fluid on there and chip away some of the black to leave a silver skin. That should be lovely. No fancy propeller nose this time, it's just black. But what is interesting is the beautiful decals for this aircraft of the Indian Air Force. It's one of the reasons why I'm building this kit is I've never done one in the Indian Air Force, so it should be interesting to see how these look. I'll show you the decals in a second. So yes, the propeller again 3.15mm for the yellow bits on top. That's handy to know. And then it says research note: HS877 appeared to feature very low external airframe stencils. We provided them to be used at the modeller's discretion. So I imagine most of these called out underneath of here, and a few other smaller ones may not have actually been included in the aircraft, but they can't be sure, so they add them anyway. So this is the included decal sheet. You've got Scheme A, decals here, and then Scheme B, decals here, not as many, and then down here you have the armament decals, so quite a few actually. Up here are the common stencils, and let's just have a look how clear they are from cartograph. I mean, 12 volts electrical and radio socket, location for wingtip, danger starting plugs. Jack here. UTD 100 octane electrical. DTD S517S. I mean, the decals are beautifully done as usual from Cartograph. Look at the instrument decals. They'd be really good to use. Like I said, I'll cut them up to a few smaller ones and it will help sit much better then. Yeah, 100 octane capacity, 90 gallons. That's for the fuel tank, or the engine actually. And then number A scheme, number 60 squadron. Very nice decals again. The colour vegetation between the yellow, dark blue, red and white is excellent. And then down here is scheme B, the Indian Air Force. And just look at those beautiful decals for the Indian Air Force. I mean, the orange, that's going to look beautiful on a silver plane with a varnish, gloss varnish on top. So it'll give it a new sort of look. I mean, that's going to look really stunning. And then down here, like I say, you have the armament decals, so for rockets and for the bombs. So the first sprue, this is sprue A, and it has the lower wing piece. What else? It has the halves of the cockpit tub. You sort of build up the pieces of the undercarriage, the spinner, the back armament plate for the seat, two halves of the air intake. That's something to do with the rudder pedals. Up here you've got the tail fin, horizontal stabilizers, and the raised and lowered undercarriage doors. Close-up shot of the beautiful riveted detail on the underside of the wing. Yeah, this is all recessed detail, recessed rivets, and a beautiful pin wash on this should really make it pop, especially on a silver plane, or even the grey underneath of the scheme A. It will look really good. So yeah, and then up here we have the two halves at the cockpit side, and look at the detail on that. I mean, wires moulded in, control boxes. Once that's painted up in cockpit green and aluminium with a black wash, you could really get to detail on that, get some aftermarket accessories perhaps. This is scheme B, sorry, not scheme B, frame B. You have the two sides of the fuselage. Down here you have the control panel, the internal sort of spars for the undercarriage, the beautiful 5-bladed propeller, the sort of air intakes, air valves, coolants I think. Not really up to date on the Spitfire, so apologies. That's, I think, is for a tropical version. I think it's a tropical filter, so that we don't need that. The internal detail of the cockpit, the back wall, the bit where the instrument panel sits onto, and the sort of nose cowling for the front. If you can get a close-up shot, I mean, again, like with the underside of the wings, you've got recessed detail all the way along the sides of the fuselage. Down here we have the instrument panel. Focus that. So yeah, because it's raised, probably worth cutting the decals into smaller bits. Get some decal set in solution, and then what I'll do is I'll use a gloss varnish to dab into the sort of these circles where the decal set. That will give it like a glass sort of effect. That's a tip I learned. And then up here you have the internal bits of the cockpit. Now with this one, I'll probably drill out those holes. I mean, they were drilled out in real life, so definitely do it on the 124 Spitfire, but most likely I'll do it on here as well, just create a extra level of detail. I'm sure it won't damage the integrity. I mean, they're only small holes, so it shouldn't matter. The front bulkhead, the filters from underneath, and the beautiful 5-bladed propeller. This is scheme C, and this is the top half of the wings. Again, absolutely beautifully moulded, recessed detail on that. It's going to look really good, this kit. I've built a couple in the past and they are a joy to put together. And then up here we have frame D, which is most of the generic sort of parts. So your wheels, quite a few different wheels, your different type of exhausts. This is all the cockpit detail. Again, these are the cannons, the tail wheel, cockpit seat, pilot. Beautifully moulded with separate arms so they can be attached to the gear levers and stuff. Two sides of the seat, control stick, another control lever for the cockpit. So yeah, it's a really beautifully moulded kit. Very good. I'll sprue now. This is sprue F, and I've forgot to mention this is an Airfix's old sort of plastic, which I know not many people are a fan of. I'm not overly fussed. I think it works alright. I much prefer the darker plastic that they're using now, but like I say, this is a 3-year-old kit, so I think it's only within the last year or two that they've changed plastic. But this is the sprue specially designed for this kit. I mean, you have down here the 2 blanking plates, so on other kits you won't have that because there'd be glass panels there instead, but you have the, I think is it £1,000 bomb, that one, and then you 2 £500 bombs, and then over here you have the rockets moulded sort of in one big main piece, so you get 6 of them, and then you get 6 other halves of the warhead, and then you get the back pieces which slot on. So fairly a straightforward build. 3 parts for a rocket, 6 rockets, not too bad, plenty of detail, and yeah, all seems well moulded. There was no flash on any of the grey plastic, so that was a plus from Airfix. Well done, and I'll be looking forward to building this kit. This is the final piece of plastic now, sprue plastic. So you've got 2 different types of cockpits. You've got the front cockpit glass. You just get one of them. These are the camera portals I was talking about. So these aren't, you don't need these for these kit, but for another kit you will. Some very small pieces. I think one of them is the landing light, gun sight, and again for clipped Spitfires you can include this, but this is a fully winged Spitfire, so it should be alright. Glass from Airfix, well, plastic glass is perfect. Let me see if I can bring in the instructions again for a second. And let me see if I can, there you go, you might not see it as clearly, my camera isn't the best, but you can read the information through there perfectly. There's no fog, or I think is it spidering that they say. There's none of that. I mean, look at that, how clear you can read the information through there. And I'll show you the information again because I think on the previous video it was obscured, so there you go. Ornament there, and some detail of the aircraft. So yeah, this is a really beautiful kit. You get 4 grey plastic sprues and 1 clear plastic sprue. So, oh no, sorry, 5 grey plastic sprues. So plenty of money, plenty of plastic for your money, shall I say. And yeah, this was the unboxing video of the Airfix 148 Supermarine Spitfire F. Hope you've enjoyed my first unboxing video, so apologies if it wasn't up to scratch, and like I say, I'm not overly knowledgeable about the Spitfire, so if someone could correct me on anything that I said wrong about internal parts, that'd be eternally grateful, thank you. And join me on the workbench soon when I get building this. Thank you.